What's up guys, with OCA here, and I just want to talk about one of Combat Arms' biggest updates of 2013. Combat Arms 3.0 Phase 2. In this video I'll be covering what really stands out about this new patch. First of all, the M14 Hunters. Bad Company 2. I don't actually have the gun, so I can't fully review it, but I really don't like the look of it. The scope is ugly and extends too far down the gun. And I also managed to rip off the smiley face scope cover from Battlefield Bad Company. Now, before anyone starts trash talking, I don't know if that was in any other game before Battlefield, but it's the only game I can think of. As for the UI, it's pretty insignificant, just a little too futuristic, confusing if anything. Probably will get used to it though. Now for the bulk of this commentary, Quantum Labs. For a first look, I love the Portal idea. It feels quite a bit like I'm playing Unreal Tournament, which was a really fun game. Maybe if they used it in a bit larger scale instead of having it in such a confined area, it makes it incredibly confusing to learn which portals lead where, especially the ground portals. And the gravity does seem a little bit cheesy, but I like it because it adds a different element to the game. As I said, this has a lot of potential. I really like the concept, but the map they use is a little small. But if they were to incorporate it into a map more like Snow Valley or Battle at City Center, they would really be onto something. And I couldn't help but notice the community's reaction to this. As always, nothing seems to be good enough for them. The Combat Arms community is whining about the gravity and portals, saying it's too confusing. I agree with them to a certain extent, but it's simple. If you don't like it, don't play it. Personally, I love it. It's not exactly creative, but it's refreshing. Now, going back to just the concept of it, there are a lot of possibilities here, especially Fireteam. This concept in a Fireteam story would be really nice to see, and I know I'm not the only one that thinks so. With the last few Fireteams released, it does seem like that's the path they're taking though. I mean, look at the last few, it's all been labs and Nemexis buildings. They're bound to include some portals or low gravity in the Fireteam soon. Now, as for problems with the map, there's only one major issue that I found, and it's that if you enter a portal to the top of the pillar at the same time as somebody else, one of you is going to get stuck up there, leaving you in plain sight, and you're bound to die. It happened to me in this gameplay, but I was lucky to have survived to the end of the round. Since you can't actually get down, death is imminent. Now, there are actually a couple other small issues, but they're not exactly noteworthy. One being the complexity of the map. Being able to teleport back and forth is nice, but I can't stress enough that they need to implement this in a larger scale. Also, I was initially worried about this being a cover-up for any fly hackers, but I realized that it wouldn't affect much since everyone can do it anyway. Who knows, maybe that was one of the things Nexon was taking into account. With the confusion in mind, I recommend you make a room with one of your friends and spend a few minutes getting used to all the portals and where they lead. The pillar portals are kind of a given, but the ones you should get used to are the ones on the ground. Nexon color-coded the floor to help you a little, but it's still insanely easy to lose your sense of direction. That being said, I also recommend just staying out of the lower level altogether. Try to stick to using the pillar portals and jumping on the midsection platforms. Since I've still got time, I'd like to just make a little disclaimer so nobody rips my dick off about this. When I refer to the community, I don't mean everybody, but I just like to state my own opinion based on what I see the most of. For all I know, a lot of people could love it, just like I do. Remember, it's my opinion and I'm sure you've got your own. Anyways guys, that wraps up the commentary. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to share your opinions and suggestions with me. Thanks for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for more Combat Arms' latest developments.